When Thomas first came to the big station, he was a cheeky little engine with no experience and not very good manners. He liked to play tricks on the other engines, and sometimes he would rush to finish a job quickly and make careless mistake. He thought no engine worked as hard as he does. Thomas had a lot to learn before he could become a really useful engine. One day Thomas was shunting coaches in the yard, but he didn't think pulling coaches around was a very important job. So he decided to play a trick on Gordon. When Gordon came into the yard, Thomas steamed out from behind a tree and overturned a truck full of cement right onto Gordon's tracks. Gordon was stuck.
Oh no! Now I cannot pull the express!
I got you, Gordon.
But the joke didn't seem funny when Sir Topham Hatt came with an angry face.
Uh-oh.
Thomas, where are the coaches? People all over Sodor will be upset if the express is late. Everyone expects this railway to be really reliable and right on time.
Then Sir Topham Hatt hurried off to see if Henry could pull the express.
I'm sorry, Gordon. I thought my trick would be funny.
And Thomas hurried away to get the coaches that he was supposed to have lined up earlier. As he raced off, Thomas could hear Gordon grumbling.
Cheeky little engine.
Thomas worked quickly to get all the coaches. He shunted all the coaches into place just as Henry was ready to go. The express was off just in the nick of time. When all the commotion was over and Gordon was unstuck and cleaned, Thomas got a good talking to from Sir Topham Hatt.
Really useful engines do not play tricks when they have work to do. Shunting coaches may not seem important, but it is if they are not lined up. The passengers can't ride the railway. But I am pleased that you work hard and correct your mistake and get the express going on time. Really useful engines take their duty seriously, and you have learned that every job is important.
After that, Thomas worked very hard. He played only after his work was done. But Thomas wished he could pull coaches filled with passengers instead of pulling empty coaches around the train yard. One morning, Thomas's wish was granted. Henry was sick to pull his coaches, and Thomas was the only engine left in the station.
You'll have to pull Henry's train, Thomas. We are counting on you, and no tricks.
I won't let you down, sir.
Thomas hurried away. He knew he could do as good a job as any of the big engines. Thomas puffed eagerly into the station where the coaches and the passengers were waiting.
Calm down, Thomas. Really useful engines are patient and careful with their work.
But Thomas didn't pay attention to his driver. He quickly backed up to the coaches. Then, without waiting for the OK signal, Thomas puffed out the station. Thomas puffed along the line. He was very proud of himself. When he reached a rest signal, he slowed down in a huff.
Why should a speedy train like me have to wait for a pesky signal?
Hello, Thomas. What are you doing out of the yard?
I'm pulling Henry's coaches. Can't you see?
Really? I don't see any coaches.
Oh no! I forgot the coaches!
Poor Thomas was so sad he nearly cried.
Don't worry, Thomas. Let's go back and get the coaches straight away.
Okay.
Thomas went back and got the coaches. He waited until the coaches were coupled up. Soon, they were back on track. At each station, Thomas was very careful to let all the passengers on and off. "Thank you, Thomas," they said. When Thomas got back to the yard that night, he was very tired. Pulling coaches was harder than he had thought. The next week, Thomas was pulling an afternoon train. When he came to the station, he saw an engine that wasn't on the rails.
Hello, I'm Thomas. Why are you on the track?
Pleased to meet you, Thomas. I'm Bertie. I'm not on the rails because I'm a bus. Buses can take passengers like trains do, but we drive on roads.
Well, a bus can't be as fast as a train like me. I bet I could get to the last station before you.
You're on, Thomas.
And they raced off. Thomas was trying so hard to beat Bertie that he forgot to stop at the stations to let the passengers off. They started to get angry.
Stop, Thomas, stop!
Thomas was going so fast that he could only hear the wind whistling. Thomas got to the last station.
Hooray, I won! I knew trains were faster than buses.
But Thomas, you haven't let your passengers off the train.
Oh no! How will I get them all home before dark?
I'll help you, Thomas.
You will help me, even I was very cheeky?
Of course, we all help each other on Sodor.
Thomas and Bertie slid up the passengers and took them home. Once again, Thomas got a talking to from Sir Topham Hatt.
Thomas, you made two mistakes. One when you're erasing Bertie, and another when you forgot to let your passengers off the train. But in the end, I'm very pleased that you and Bertie got them all home safely.
Thomas was learning new lessons every day, and he really liked his new responsibilities. One day, he was pushing some troublesome trucks in the yard when he saw James going by much too fast.
Help, help! The trucks are pushing me, and my brake blocks are on fire.
Thomas acted quickly. He hitched himself to the breakdown train and hurried away down the line after James. When Thomas found James, he had run right off the line and was lying in a muddy ditch. Thomas helped to get James and the troublesome trucks back onto the track.
Thanks, Thomas. You knew just what to do.
When Thomas and James got back to the yard, Sir Topham Hatt was waiting for them.
Thomas, I'm very proud of you. You're a brave, cool-headed, and helpful. You have grown quite a bit from the cheeky little engine you used to be. You have proven that you truly are a really useful engine. Because you have done such a good job, I have decided that you shall have your own branch line.
Really? Thanks, sir. I promise I won't let you down.
Now Thomas is proud of all the things he learned. He has 2 faithful coaches of his own. They're named Annie and Clarabelle. And Thomas loves pulling them up and down his very own branch line. Thomas always knew he would become a really useful engine.